I'm Ben Robin with Robin Ridge Farms here in Bourbon County, Kentucky. We are located roughly 15 miles north of Lexington in eastern Bourbon County. We sit on about 70 acres of mainly pasture. We don't have any crops, mainly just grow forage for our livestock. We have a small cow herd and operate a retail beef business, also selling a few animals off the farm. We started this operation in 2016 when we purchased what I call blank slate. The 70 acres was pretty bare. There was minimal fencing, very minimal water. The only water source on the farm was a natural spring. We knew that we had a lot of resource concerns. We are in the Hingston Creek watershed, and so we wanted to be vigilant about managing our resources. And after some research and knowing that the traditional, very conventional grazing system that I came from, I knew I wanted to do something different. I knew when I purchased this property that I wanted to get it set up for a rotational grazing system, and that's kind of what we started with. And once we got into that, we realized that there was a lot of erosion in places. There were concerns with forage quality. Soil health was not great, and so we wanted to do what we could to help better steward the land in this property. So the main project was built around our supplemental winter forage feeding system. We had previously fed hay in the field. We have spring cows and fall cows turned in together, so we have calves of all different ages and sizes at different times during the year to keep up with the demand for our retail meat business. And so we needed a way to keep them comfortable, keep them warm during the winter if we had baby calves during the middle of winter. And so that was kind of our system at the time. But I knew that there's a lot of waste, there's a lot of mess, even though we do get the benefit of the manure, the urine, the urea being applied directly in the areas that we do unroll. I could manage it that way. I knew the second best thing to reduce the waste, to reduce the mess. Obviously there's a lot of moisture during the winter. We don't necessarily have frozen ground all year long. We knew that we wanted to reduce that mess and mud as much as we could. So being able to build a feed pad was the next best option. And we knew that the area that we wanted to build it in, we had to do a lot of work. We had to get it graded, dig out so we had the right grade and the right slope. We knew that was going to cost quite a bit of money that we couldn't necessarily swing at the time, and so we are very thankful for the grant that we received, that we were able to do it the right way. And that's one thing I will say is that with those grants, they do have specifications. State cost share with EQIP, with programs like that, there are specifications that have to be met, and they're set that way for a reason. In order to keep and maintain the longevity of those projects. So we got the filter fabric laid out for the feed pad. We got about 80 long and 30 wide. Got the hole cut, the fabric laid out. It's ready for gravel to be put on it. We've put a little access here to account for the depth. We're 8 inches on this side and probably 1.5 feet, 2 feet on that side. So we've got to pull a little bit of the access over to make sure we're deep enough and we get full coverage on the whole area. But we'll put the dense grade down and have a feed pad here shortly. We definitely couldn't have done it without the grant funds that we received. They have been extremely helpful in building the feed pad, maintaining those areas, doing it the right way. That's one thing that I can't stress enough is, follow the guidelines, work with work with those programs and the program areas, the people that are out on your farm that are seeing your concerns, hearing your concerns, and are able to provide their feedback and their experiences in the past that are really, really valuable.